He gonna need the mic. You going on? It's not okay. Right? Turn you. What are you on? Which one? Red. Is it good? Red. Okay. Red. Good.
Ow! This is the S to the K to the double E to the T to the E to the R. And I'm sitting here with the G to the Q, and we're in the house today on this rainy day, and we are fired up. Hello, somebody!
Yeah, he's back. You back?
I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back.
Skeeter's in the house.
I'm back.
Wave your hand in the air.
Like you just don't care.
It's Saturday afternoon. Memphis, Tennessee, and Radio Land, and we are live in the studio. And this is the Unleashed Voice for the LGBTQ community here on AM 990 KWAM, baby. The mission of the Unleashed Voice is to be the premier soundboard for the LGBTQ community in the Mid-South. And while we're doing all of that, we want to let you know that we employ 3 core principles: education, empowerment, and enrichment. And we hope to celebrate, affirm, and uplift the LGBTQ community above the marginalized standards that some in this society wish to inflict upon us. And we're doing that right now. We're celebrating, affirming, and uplifting the community. All you have to do is drive downtown to the historic Beale Street, where we are celebrating 2015 Mid-South Pride in Memphis, Tennessee.
Woo!
As the parade should be kicking off right about now. So make sure you watch the news too, because you're going to see flags, you're going to see everything in the Mid-South Pride Parade today. Yeah, we're here in the studio broadcasting live, so we are sending out good wishes to everybody that attended the festivities today, and we hope that you all were prideful in celebrating Pride in Memphis, Tennessee. But we're going to dive into our little segment right now, because I know somebody got something on their mind. So we're going into What's on Your Mind. What's on your mind, son?
Let's talk about Cookie on Empire.
Cookie?
Ooh, She told her you can't even dyke right. Well, let's talk about these people with low self-esteem in the community.
I thought you were going to talk about Cookie.
Well, I like Cookie, but I want to talk about these people with low self-esteem who try to step on other people. It was an argument on social media talking about how they were making Empire too gay. Well, if Empire's too gay, that means what's Seinfeld's too straight. If Empire's too gay, what's the other one? Full House is too straight. So I don't understand how people are mad at Lee Daniels for putting same-gender loving issues out in mainstream media. What is the problem? All these other sitcoms, they put out marriage with kids, with a picket fence, with a horse, a dog and a cat and a horse and whatever else. But when he puts out individuals who identify different than the mainstream, it's a problem. It's too gay. And it's the gay individuals who put the show down.
Well, one of the most successful sitcoms that have been out was Modern Family. And Modern Family had a hodgepodge of just the dynamic makeup of the community that it has involved to in the United States. But unfortunately, all of the characters in Modern Family were of different ethnicities except for African American. They were the only group that weren't represented. And that's not a Modern Family, because you didn't represent African American family in any facet. Heterosexual, homosexual, single, no facet were they represented in Modern Family. And I didn't see anybody raising any objection to that. But you have to go back to the words of your good poet friend Malcolm.
Yeah.
Who taught you to hate yourself?
It's sad. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, these people, they have more girlfriends and boyfriends than anybody I know.
Been married, same sex.
I don't understand. Their self-esteem is so low in society and religion and everything has caused these individuals to be messed up in the head because they put down their other brothers and sisters just to make themselves look better. And you're really looking stupid, because Lee Daniels should care less about what you're saying, and he don't really care because everybody in America is watching The Empire on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on Fox. So whatever. Go sit your dumb self down. I said it, your dumb self. Okay, number 2. Go vote. I voted.
V-O-T-E.
I voted. I early voted. I took your mother. I took your little nephew turns. We went and voted. Go vote. If you don't vote, don't you say a word about any changes in the city and the politicians that get in office. Don't you say a word. Get these people out of here, because the problem now is the new generation. I'm part of generation
Why?
Y. And the issue is X and Y, we can't get along with the veteran generation. They're called the what? The baby boomers and who else? It's another generation before the baby boomers.
No name for them.
They call it veterans.
The only way out.
Yeah, the veterans. And we can't get along with them because we don't understand what they're thinking. They don't understand us. So it's time for a new social movement in this country, in this land. So let's integrate the government, integrate the knowledge, our technology, our minds. Let's work together to make a change in America. So let's get these repetition families out of here with these the officers. Get them out of here to start something new. And that's what's on my mind today. Well,
you know, they're putting people back in these positions and passing it on to their kids because they have the same last name. And it's a popular vote. It's a popular vote, and that's who's constantly winning because their name is a household name. Their record is not being examined.
Yeah.
But because I know the name, then I push the ballot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we have going on. But you know, you have to ask yourself about things when you begin to agree with people. When they make blanket statements, for instance, like Empire being too gay, and it's coming from an LGBTQ community that's talking about it, and they want to attack. Well, they miss the essence of the message.
It's beautiful.
I thought. And one thing I thought that was real pinnacle that I didn't hear anybody say anything about. Cookie was in the cage.
In a gorilla suit.
In a gorilla suit. Suspended in the air. Well, we didn't know who it was. It was a gorilla in a cage. Suspended in the air like on a crane. And it came down real slow to this thunderous music. And the crowd was just captivated. They was looking in the air. And when it finally landed on the stage, the gorilla beating his chest, shaking the cage doors, let me out, let me out. And then when she snatched the head off of the costume, it was Cookie. And then she started talking about the mass incarceration.
She did.
Of black men.
She did.
In prison. And she started talking about that people have to use their voice.
Absolutely.
They have to get out. They have to protest. They have to march. They have to stand up to the systemic things that are in place to keep imprisoning people. Nobody said one thing about that.
She sure did.
Nobody. And it was like, free Lucius Lyon, free Lucius Lyon. But it was bigger than that.
Yeah.
What he did right there by implanting it. And then he turned around and she threw salt on Al Sharpton and Don Lemon.
Well, hey.
At the same time, and walked off and I said, wow, now what was that about? Oh, so this is what I heard the other morning. Donnie McClurkin. You know, they threw him in there too, right?
They should have.
But they didn't talk down about Donnie McClurkin. They spoke highly of Donnie McClurkin. So he got on Twitter and went to tweeting about Lee Daniel using his name in Empire. But they can use your name if they want to.
Well, he didn't go off. He just said thank you for the publicity.
No, he caught himself getting a little read in. But and they wanted to talk about Miss Lawrence. Can't talk about Miss Lawrence. I'm sorry. Miss Lawrence letting y'all have it.
He didn't sound like Sylvester, but he did a great job. And I know Lawrence. Did a great job.
Yes, he did.
So Lee Daniels is breaking the modern day programs of making series like this. He's doing his own thing. He's unapologetic. He's unbothered. And so, hey, kudos to Lee Daniels. And answer my tweet, Lee Daniels, because I tweet you all the time.
Well, you know, you forgot one thing. What about the Emmys?
Oh, we got to take a break. We got to come back for that. But yeah, the Emmys, that's very important.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Emmys when we get back.
White privilege.
No, we're going to talk about the 3 historic nominations that they won.
That was still white privilege at the Emmys.
6 to 7 years. Hold on. This is AM 990 KWAM. Don't change that down. We'll be right back, baby.
Ow!
All right, clear.